Look left, look right. Always remember to keep your head off the line. Today ain't about boxing, but today is about a lot of people out here who are watching on YouTube and Instagram. You're trying to put out content and it's not getting anywhere. But I'm gonna encourage you, whatever you have to go through to get there, I'm gonna give you a game on how to get your content and make your content perform. And I'm gonna really show you behind the scenes of how in 2024 I did 1/4 of a billion viewers over just on Instagram and Facebook collectively. Meta just took off, but what I learned about this is most people who are actual people who are great at something, the greater you are, the more likely that you're really not good at marketing that thing. And so I guess it's time to give you some pearls on how will you now turn your life into something that's more or less average than reach abundance. This month on YouTube, we've gathered 2.7 million people. So thank you guys for watching our page. That's a tremendous month for us. And it helps when you're trying to teach people things that you've gone through. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, almost, I locked into the YouTube, but I didn't get committed because I kept running into hurdles and the other platforms are just more friendly. And then I'm going to encourage you, like whatever skill that you use, what I learned about the skills that I had, I said I can use these boxing skills and teach these boxing skills. But one, here's a progression that happens with you. Once you start learning how to do something, then what happens is there's a next progression. So I learned under the tutelage of my coach on really how to be a trainer, not just having a good talent, because I had the talent. That speaks volumes of itself. You don't get 1/4 of a billion people to watch you on no platform. I don't care how bored they could have been if you don't have something, right? So here's what you'll do. Um, you're me 10 years ago. So I'm gonna tell you what I would told me 10 years ago if I wanted to turn my life around and not be in a place where the market is in control of me, the job is in control of me. Being an entrepreneur and you're making a little bit of what you should be making is in control of you. I'm going to show you exactly what I would have told myself. First thing that I learned is don't talk about you. So if you listen to the beginning of the video, one of the things that I gave you is exactly how you should actually start boxing. So I gave you something before I started edifying myself and doing stuff, right? So what you have to learn to do is project what immediate value they are going to get from listening to you, because people are like novels. If you pick up a book and the first page isn't hot, you're more than likely going to put it down. And that's the exact same thing you have to think about when you are projecting your content. There are trainers, people who are coaching online. You have people who are actually advisors, financial advisors, people who do stock, people who teach taxes, people who teach real estate investing, how to buy houses and how to buy lands. There are people who got courses on how to actually start a company. And those things are all good. Not a lot of people have mastered how to tell people that in a manner in which they like hearing it. So you have to remember, not only do you have to have the knowledge if you're great, but you have to understand the concept that you have to teach people in, right? There's myth busting, there's diagnosing, there's Q&As. There are methods in which your content has to encompass so that you can actually be interesting to people. This is coming from somebody who would have never guessed last year that we would have reached over a quarter of a billion. For those of you who don't know what that number is, that's 300 million views on one platform. All right. That was me not realizing. Now you have to really be clear. So maybe it is somebody who's listening. I learned this. Don't try to save everybody, but there's going to be one person that will listen to this. And next year they're going to say, I became a millionaire because, or I'm a millionaire and I saved my family because I got my mindset together. Because I literally was listening to this guy who said, everything that you need to do, it needs to be in one step at a time. If you have a message to put out here and you want to get content, YouTube's making millionaires. Instagram is highlighting the most fabulous people, and TikTok is bringing the most talented people, the most conversational people to the forefront, and they're getting brand deals, 60,000 a month, 100,000 a month, 2 or 3 million a year. And that's just with committing to saying, I'm going to do this thing like nobody can do it. You're not getting views because of lighting and microphones and music in the background. You're not getting any views on your stuff because you don't understand the process of methoding. So methoding is a concept. So there's a video that I have at the top of my Instagram page, and if you go to my Instagram page, you'll see this video. And the video starts off with like, I'm going to read to you how to learn boxing. And that video did 800,000 views in less than 3 days. It has over 6,000 comments, and you can back this up. You can go over there and you can see it yourself. It's at the top of my feed. I'm at Master Boxing. That was a concept called Story Teach Tool. I didn't just go up here talking about boxing. I explained how I was going to teach you, what I was going to teach you, and then I taught you. And then at that concept, that product and that service tied to that actual video was a 52 weeks skills training program. As recently as this morning, somebody asked about that program alone, and it was from that one video. So everybody knows that I know how to teach boxing. I've worked with over 45, 50 world champion fighters across the board in amateurs, pros, boxing, and MMA. The top people in the world, the people like the coaches of Dustin Poirier, the coaches of Cambosis, the coaches of just everybody, Shane Mosley, Otis Griffin, like all these guys. I'm either mentoring, I'm partners with, and co-host. Claudia Trejos is my co-host. Haley Zell, Denise and Tony Zell. Like everybody knows my network, my circle is huge. Mauricio Suleiman is a candidate for my Jab Juice company. Everybody that you listen to and that you are watching is a partner in a relationship on some level with me, right? So I know what I'm doing with that, but that doesn't resonate onto social media. So if my credibility alone won't just blow me up, then this is where I'm giving myself advice from 20 years ago, 15 years ago. There's one person that's going to listen to this, and next year they're going to be a millionaire because they listen. And YouTube's making millionaires. They're establishing people's companies. TikTok's giving people the brand deal opportunities that people would have never seen coming 5 years ago. But it's happening. And it's because people who have a really good talent aren't just talented. They're learning how to message. They're understanding concept. I got another video. It's just showing hand wrap. It's did over 10 million views 3 different times. It's on my Instagram. You can go to my Instagram and you can type in hand wrap. You'll hear a cool beat, and you'll see me on the his side bobbing, and my buddy is rapping hands. That's it. But that concept is called a visual hook. You don't even need to hear me talking. The only thing you need to hear me do is nod my head because you're seeing in 30 seconds how to wrap a hand with padding. You have to decide what you're going to be so people will understand what they're going to get when they see you, right? When you see that guy Ashton with all the muscles from Instagram running in Miami with no shirt off, you know what he's going to get. He's not going to say anything, but he's going to have 52 million views on the video, right? I'm here in Miami. I'm north of Miami. I'm in Palm Beach, the most beautiful place on the planet. This is the Dubai of the United States. And what got me there? What got me there? Knowing how to do my social media marketing to the masses of people. Some days I can make $5,000 in 1 minute, $10,000. I've done $68,000 in a day. I've done $150,000 in a day and a half. You can do anything if you understand how to market what you do and let people know. So I don't know, there's maybe somebody out there, that one person now out of 50 people that'll be on the live, or 70 or 100 when it goes back up in this, will be listening, and they'll do what I say do. I created a book. Maybe you do want to start. Maybe you have started and it sucks. Maybe you started and it just has been too tough and frustrated because you work hard on the video. You did all the sound checks. You did all the lighting. You did all of the captions, and you wrote the copy perfect, and it got 67 views. It has nothing to do with that. It's your messaging. I gave you an example. I put that video back up every week at least once, and it crushes it. So you've proven there's a concept that you have to learn that works every time. And when you got something that works every time you put it out all the time. And you get 4 or 5 of those that always go out. And you don't have to create as much content. YouTube will be sending us a check on the 21st, direct deposit into our money. Instagram will come. It's called that Meta. It will come through. Facebook, Instagram. Sometimes it's 8 or 9 in a period of 2 days deposits that go into that account. Sometimes 3, 5,000, 5,000. It's always money. You got to realize that you can't sit back and just watch that happen, because the people who decide to do something with their business, because really we serve 3 people, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. But I'm gonna tell you exactly what's the unique part of that. We serve 3 audiences. There are audiences that when we started, we wanted to teach you boxing. So there's that audience. We wanted you to learn boxing. Then we progressed and we made it specifically to help the trainers only, because the trainers and the gym owners are the one that need to implement it and use it so that they can give a lot of results. And I don't know, maybe somebody chat, holler at me. Have you ever been to a gym and a guy didn't train you right? You didn't feel like he gave you the right tools. He didn't give you a good enough boxing experience, or even a page that you're following. It's just not get cutting it. Like, you can go to the other channels. We go deep. And we don't just stay on the skill. We teach you what makes the skill work. We teach you what makes the growth and the prosperity work in it. How to utilize and understand the politics of boxing, the business of boxing. So we bring in the world best people who are the most credible in the industry. Okay. Claudia was covering the fight the other day on the zone over in Saudi. We had Claudia on the show Saturday, right? We bring the people directly in. I could just say I'm gonna go work for the zone. I can go work for ESPN again, but then who's gonna be down here working? See, I'm in control over. I can get out here and put this stuff out here. The first audience that we cover is those who just want to learn boxing and add it to their repertoire. Maybe one day they will fight, or maybe one day they will train. But right now, they just wanted to be a part of their life. So that's one of our audiences. The second audience is the people who actually teach people, they train people, they're running a gym. You see, that's the second audience that we have to talk to and let know how to use our programs. That's why all of our programs fit exactly who needs it. There's fitness training programs. We got a program called Battle Ready. We got a program called 12 Peaks. And all of our training processes teach you exactly what you need to know if you're practicing at home, or if you're practicing to go into the national tournaments or Olympics, because our training programs was in the 2020 Olympics, 1988, 84, and 2004. Every time our programs was in the Olympics, we medal with gold 3 different times and silver a couple. So it's proven. So we use that same framework when we training physical, our committed calisthenic training, and we got dumbbell training, and then we have a barbell system. That's why we call our systems 12 peaks. That's our second avatar. Our second audience, they need programming. People who use it, they develop because they stay in the circle with us to stay motivated. The third audience is people who want to use those programs to start a gym. And that's our pro amateur boxing program. It's competitive and amateur, pro and amateur competitive boxing gym. The framework lets people who want to open a boxing gym have the business framework to run it and have the operations to actually win at the competitive level with the same recipe that's been used for over a century of knowledge. Coach Bradley, Coach Kenny Adams, George Benton, Archie Moore, the guy you're looking at, all that is in there. So that's direct, direct. Those are my upline. Those are the guys that taught me. So special shouts out to my sister, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, the daughter of the old mongoose, and Tony Zell, former middleweight champion of the world. Pull up Tony Zell versus Rocky Graziano, the greatest trilogy in boxing. You got Muhammad Ali, Graziano versus Zell, and his niece is on my show as my co-host as well, Haley Zell, who's now working on a commission in New York for boxing, and she's also an actress on Netflix. Stars. She's even on the Power Book series, 50 Cents. So we got a lot of powerful people, but those are our three avatars. People want to build a gym franchise that's competitive. People who want to just use training programming for competition and use it for their clients, and then people who just want to learn boxing. So those are our three doors. So each week we try to concentrate on one at a time, because a lot of people want direct coaching one-on-one. So guess what? I have to give them an opportunity. So you can go to coachericbradley.com if you know you have the patience to do it, but you just don't have the discipline to stick to the program. You just go to coachericbradley.com. And then what I'll do is there's a questionnaire that you fill out, and it'll make you just kind of think about yourself. So I think it works for people because it worked for me when I was done that way when I went to meet with Tony Robbins here in South Florida. He's here where I'm at in South Florida. And you guys, if you were in my stories on Instagram, you saw me with Grant Cardone as well. Just the Miami players. We just down here just giving the people the right stuff. And the only thing is we stay connected to our community. So thanks for taking the time to hang out with us here over here on YouTube. I just took the time. If you can see, I had a I'm doing a 90-day transformation. But then guess what? Every time you start doing something, a hurdle comes in your way. And so wisdom tooth got so aggravated. So I went to the dentist one day, and then the next day I had to go to an emergency oral surgery and got two wisdom teeth pulled out. You can see my jaw's a little swollen still. So get your wisdom teeth taken out, or you'll be on these meds. So I'm taking this. This is ibuprofen and amoxicillin. I had penicillin for 7 days, and then I picked up this prescription just to make sure, as it's healing, that nothing goes wrong. But it's interrupted because I can't do push-ups. I can't do my calisthenics. But I had started building muscle. So I'm on day 24, but I really haven't been able to do my physical workout. But no matter what, people talk about the money that social media gives you. It talks about the views and the endorsements and the stuff, but it don't talk about the friends you get to make. We're actually learning how to meet people like and be friends with you. Total strangers. I got best friends in Australia, best friends in Shenzhen, Hong Kong. Friends, like real people that if they needed something, I would send them money. I would give them my time. I would do a deal with them to help them out. Like they don't talk. I had never hear anybody talk about that, but that's real. So I don't know. Maybe you've been working on your material and it's just annoying. You got to stop looking at so much content and you got to start concentrating on what it is. So I created a guide and it's called the Social Media Takeover for anybody who's watching. And if you subscribe to Eric CoachEricBradley.com, I'll make sure you get that. But if you go over to Instagram, the only thing you have to do is go to my page at Master Boxing and type the word takeover, and you'll automatically get a free guide on how to turn on your lights, your cameras, and take action. And if you really want something that is simple to really follow and does not create anxiety, then that thing is it. So, like I said, thousands of people to see this, but I'm only talking to one person, and I only expect one person to take this message and use it and apply it and decide. I'm gonna go and set up a conversation because that's exactly what I would have told myself 15 years ago. Talk to somebody, calm down. You're going to not only do this, you're going to fucking crush it because you're doing things in such a good way. The only thing you have to do now is market better. And when you do that, boom, that's a perfect marriage. So that's all I got. I hope this was landed on somebody's ears and that is enough that you will not only subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell. If you want to hear about what we do and actually see the framework of building our muscles up for the framework of a boxer, weight training, split, all of that is next week. The entire week will be dedicated to our first audience, and that's people who want to learn how to train like a professional athlete should train, develop the perfect muscle balance. So if that sounds like you, I look forward to seeing you next week. But if you definitely know that you are ready to take your game to the next level, make sure you just type the word takeover, and I'll see you in the winner circle. Peace.